Hello and welcome to BioRules video lessons. Today we are going to be talking about the last hormone, ethylene, from our series Phytohormones. Ethylene is a hormone that's produced by different parts of the plant, by the leaves, by the stem, by the roots, by the fruits, so they can be produced in very different places and different from the other hormones that are usually liquid. They are usually dissolved in water. Ethylene is a gas which is released and spread through the plant and also outside of the plant. Okay? And it is the hormone of fruit ripening. So when a fruit gets ripened, they get from green to yellow and brown, they are under the influence of ethylene. And ethylene is actually produced by the fruit itself. So the fruit that's ripening promotes the ripening itself. So this here, we can see in this diagram that when the fruit's not ripening, so here you have a fruit that's not ripening, is not producing ethylene. But then the fruit produces a lot of ethylene, and that's telling the plant, hey, it's time to get ripe, it's time to get mature, yellow, and delicious. And after a while, of course, it reduces producing ethylene, because otherwise they'll get into senescence and they will get spoiled very, very quickly. Of course, this happens to some fruits that we are going to be calling them climacteric fruits, fruits that manage to mature after they get out of the mother plant. So that's the case of apple, avocado, banana, figs, guava, mango, peach, pear, plum, and so on, tomatoes. They mature outside of the plant. So you can pick them green and they will end up maturing if they are outside of the plant. But if you get non-climacteric plants, so plants that do not mature outside of the mother plant, so they are going to have a concentration of ethylene that's not going to be increasing and they don't suffer the effects of ethylene. So they only mature inside the plant when they attach the plant. So examples of non-climacteric fruits are all the citrus, lemon, lime, orange, tangerine, but also blueberry, blackberry, cherry, chilies, eggplant, the aubergine, olives, pepino, and so on. So in those cases, do not pick them green because they are not going to finish up maturing after they have been picked. Okay? By the way, you probably have heard the saying that says, one rotten apple spoils the barrel. They say that when there's something bad, it spoils all the others around. Usually teachers tell that about the kids. Oh, look, that kid, he's so undisciplined. No, he's going to be spoiling all the others. They're going to make all the others to be undisciplined. No, it's a famous saying, and it comes from the fact that actually a rotten apple actually spoils the entire bunch of apples that are around them. Because a rotten apple is releasing ethylene, a lot of ethylene, that speeds up it maturing, but also speeds up the maturing of all the other apples around. And if they keep maturing, they all get soft and they get bruised and they get spoiled. So that's how the effect. So ethylene works, even they come from outside. So this is something that can be very unfortunate. If you have a bunch of apples and you have one that's spoiled over there, it may spoil all of them, but it may also be very fortunate because we can use that to time up or to accelerate fruit ripening. The industry actually, they pick up bananas, apples, pears, papaya, mangoes, they pick up them green and they ship them green. Because when you pick up a fruit that's still green, that fruit is harder, is more resistant for bruises and for getting damaged. But nobody buys green apples, green banana, green avocado, green. People like to buy them when they are already ripened. So the industry of the fruit production, they ship them green, but when they are about to arrive in the destination, they release ethylene into the container, and that speed up and does the right time for the fruit to be exactly perfectly ripened when they arrive into the markets. Okay, so that's what they do. They ship them green, so they are more resistant, they don't get bruised, they don't get damaged, but they release the ethylene in the container when they are about to arrive into the supermarkets. So we can do the same at home. That's very, very, very good for us to use this technology at home. Because which of these would you pick? Okay, if you are shipping them away, it would be better to pick the green one, because then it's going to be harder, it's not going to suffer bruises. Okay, which of them would you ship around? The green one, of course. You ship the green one, that would be better, because you don't get bruised. But which one would you eat? We don't like eating the green ones. We are going to be choosing this one, or if you're like me, I really like my bananas very, very ripened and very sweet, so you're going to be buying them, to be getting them when they are red ripened. Actually, this is ancient knowledge. Probably your grandmothers have used this idea to make fruits to mature faster. They roll avocados or bananas or apples, whatever that you buy them green, they roll them in newspaper and they put that in those newspapers for a while, and that is going to be making the avocado or the apple to mature faster. Why newspaper? Is there something to do with the letters? Is there something to do with the ink? No. The trick is to put in a paper bag. It can be a newspaper rolling around, can be a bread paper bag. So the ethylene gets a little bit concentrated, but not much concentrated. Because if you put in a plastic bag, the concentration of ethylene may get so high, that's going to be ripening one part of the fruit but not other. So one part of the fruit will be ripened and then old and then spoiled, while another part of the fruit is not even ripened yet. So you want it to ripen faster, but you don't want it ripening too fast. Okay? Additionally, in the idea of spoiling other stuff, it was said a few lessons before, ethylene causes leaf abscission, so it can cause leaves from falling. So all those dead leaves that we see under here in the autumn, they are accumulating here, they are releasing ethylene. And this ethylene is speeding up the process of making the leaves to fall. So it starts the autumn and then things start becoming faster and faster and faster. Okay? This reminds me of a case. I had a friend when I was in college that he had a bonsai. He was a very cool guy. He had a bonsai. None of the other kids had ever seen a bonsai before, and he had a bonsai. He's the biologist. He has a little tree in his house. But he was a little bit superstitious, and he thought that gnomes used to come under his bonsai at night in his bed. So he used to put an apple over there for the gnome to eat. Whatever. And the problem was that the apple releases ethylene, especially when it starts becoming rotten and start releasing more and more ethylene. So his bonsai started losing leaves, and this bonsai was dying. And we all got very concerned, because what the hell is going on here? Why is this bonsai losing leaves? It was not supposed to be losing leaves. It was losing leaves because of the apple. So he took away the apple and the bonsai came back to life. It stopped the falling down dead sentences. So now it's time for a few questions. If you use your cell phone camera to read this QR code, you're going to open the questionnaire in item pool with a few questions to exercise. You can also type the link on your computer and you can answer it that. I hope you're going to be having fun.